Jamming my.
I had a couple of kids.
I've had a couple of wives. We'll
We
talk
talk about the shit
we think we know.
know.
Back and smile. It's a Spike and Cat show. You know.
1, 2.
There you go. All right. So we're going. All right. So we're in technical difficulties. The Cat, you're rocking, man.
We're going right
Yeah,
now?
welcome to the
Live? Oh, shit. Hey,
Hey,
we rocked her, dude. We killed it.
yeah, well, welcome to America. How are you, dude?
Nice. I can't believe that version of that song was pretty badass. Welcome to America. That is a good question.
So,
How are you?
I'm doing really well. It was Willie Nelson's birthday this week. I wanted to talk to you a little bit about that. I don't know, living the dream, I guess, relatively speaking. How are you? I should get my gum out.
Yeah, get that fucking gum out of here. I'm good, Spike. This is Spike and Cat Show, everybody, by the way. It's good to be here. It's yeah, I don't know, living the dream's hard to say, but I mean, we're doing okay. We're healthy. When I say we, it's the royal we. It's me and my cat Jack. That's it, and some music. And us doing this gig right here tonight, and so I'm enjoying that, and it's been always good to connect.
Yeah.
On another note, shout out to Cody for spinning the plates and fucking making the whatnots happen.
Cody
And,
behind the scenes, yeah.
good on, good on it. We're here.
So, Kat, I think we're going to have a talk with the folks in the satellite truck, though. So for the people at home, we run into these technical difficulties. We have the theme song stored on a special. As I understand it, there's one satellite out there, Kat, that specifically houses the Spike and Cat theme song, and it beams down to the trucks, disseminates out throughout the series of networks and then into the computer. And for whatever reason, when we play the theme song, we can't always hear it. Last week, we treated everyone to, I think it was like 7 go-arounds of the Spike and Cat theme song at the beginning.
There was. Last week was like you were caught in a traffic jam while a tornado was happening of the theme song. This week, it was kind of like somebody put a banana in one of the tailpipes of the white van. And you couldn't quite hear the right way. So I don't know what's going on. But it's shooting across the network. We called Al Gore. We didn't talk to him, but we called him. So at least we got that. He's trying.
There's always technical difficulties. It's been fun to watch as the world has had to broadcast from their different homes, the different issues that people run into. Like for us, Kat, look, the portal is back. You may be noticing. So look,
I'm watching this through a view that I'm not seeing that.
Oh, so. You don't see the portal. Well, of course, the portal's back just on the side. And the nice thing is that you can hand things through. It's almost like it's similar to the technology if people remember the pneumatic tubes at banks. Do you remember that technology, Kat?
Yeah, I believe Elon Musk is going to make something so we can travel that way, right? Through the tubes?
That's correct. That's correct. Oh, hey, Kat, before we get too far into the show, we should probably remind people of the show sponsor, of course. What are you checking it off?
Holy moly, that was a hell of a wave off. How about we do this?
Oh, it doesn't have. We're having satellite issues.
How about we do this, dude? Let's do this. Let's talk about Willie. What birthday was it of his, Spike? Well, how old is that man?
Oh, you know what? I lost track. I want to say 86. We should look it up on the series of tubes. But it was Willie's birthday. I painted a picture of him. Cody brought it up there off of the satellite.
On 420.
On 420.
Picture of him. Good on you.
Yeah, so
beautiful picture of Willie.
Willie is 87.
Oh wow, he's my pop's age. Nice, good on him.
Yeah, and so on 420 he was doing this fundraiser thing for, I think it's called the Last Prisoner Project. It's to try and get people that have been incarcerated for cannabis out, and so they were doing like a live cast and all of this. And specifically over the whole COVID thing, but in general, just
That's awesome.
And so it's a cool cause and stuff. So I sat and watched that and painted this. The cool thing is about the portrait is it's a landscape painting that is of I think a fall scene in a stream. But Cody and I were looking it up because we're selling this painting, and we looked up just to see what the antique painting was worth, Kat. Any guesses what that painting and frame was worth by itself?
Wow, that's a hell of a question.
$300.
$100.
$300 to $600 is the spectrum we found for this particular artist. And so I painted a portrait of Willie on a $450 painting. So look it up. It's already got that value. So if they don't like the painting,
what if somebody can you take this part off so I can have the old part that's worth $600?
Well, that's the thing is we could probably sell people like a jar of like paint remover with it.
We'll throw the paint remover in on just principle. That's amazing, dude.
So they can do whatever. Hey, and so Cody was mentioning that, of course, Kat, the show sponsor, as always, Cranial Colon Dislodge. We are so proud to be associated with this product. We were part of the formulation team, and people have been asking, Kat, like, can you get this specifically now? And it's available on the website. What's the website again, Kat?
It's Cat and no, spikeandcat.com. Spikeandcat.com.
Okay, spikeandcat.com. And so
wait though, you got to do it this way though. You have to know our show because it's Spike and Cat, meaning SPIKE and ANDKAT.
We paid extra to spell it that way. A lot of people were saying, like, couldn't you spell it the way it's normally spelled? And I'm like, isn't that the way it's normally spelled? And they're like, no. But
dude, the thing that's crazy is that it all seems to come through that one dude in that one white van. I swear to God, if we could just. Anyway, that's another story for another show.
That's the whole thing is that he was selling us how many intros we could run per show. And I said, well, I'd like to run one intro per show. And he said, no, I got a coupon for you. And so as far as the whole cranial colon dislodge, cranial colon dysplasia, Cody had it up there for us. And here's the symptoms just straight up. It's a congested feeling, unpleasant scent, confusion. And the whole thing is, Kat, in the days of want and woe, we need people to know that cranial colon dysplasia is a problem. And but if they can apply a liberal amount or a conservative amount of cranial colon dislodge to their cranial colon dysplasia, they'll find remedy really quickly. So make sure you get some of your cranial colon dislodge. Yeah. For the weekly viewers, Kat, I know that they really appreciate us expounding on cranial colon dislodge each week.
Let me talk a little bit more about it too. I want people to understand that as far as it goes with cranial colon dislodge, otherwise known as CCD, it's pretty much it's a topical. Definitely a topical. I mean, it is cocoa butter scent. Don't let that trick you into eating it. That's happened to the best of us. But it's topical, and it just will plop your melon right out your butt. And that's the thing. You don't want your head up your ass.
You don't want your head up your ass.
The thing is, this is not. You're not injecting disinfectants into you. You're not fucking around. Trying to, rid yourself of something that you shouldn't be trying to, or that you don't have the power to. This is like a true thing. And the thing is it's probably right for you. And if it's not, I guarantee you it's right for somebody that you know, that you love, that you care about.
You're hit up somebody else's ass. Yeah, I mean, there's so many reasons.
Might be right for two people in that case.
So we want to thank Cranial Colon Dislodge.
Yes, thank you.
Oh, so Kat, on the painting, it's Willie's birthday this week. And so check it out. Was looking through some old pictures. So I talk a lot about the night that I caught Willie Nelson's bandana. Check it out. There's the
That could have gone in a lot of different ways.
Yeah.
When you were just at the night I caught Willie
and
Nelson.
somewhere around here. I've got the actual bandana, and anyways, yeah. So I was looking through all the photos, and of course, Kat, I got to show the Halloween costume. Can I show?
Oh, greatest Halloween costume maybe in the history of Halloween
I had
costumes.
it
Wow.
sitting here. Give
One of
me
the greatest. My ET costume as a little kid when I was in Flandreau, South Dakota, still was pretty badass.
that ET would have been bad. So here's me as Willie.
Thank you, Mom. Love you.
This is me as Willie, probably circa 1999, I would say, right? And so let's see. I got a great picture of it, but at any rate, Kat,
You willied yourself up and came over to my spot in St. Paul. That was pretty badass. Like that one was pretty badass. What was that when Raina was Betty Boop or no?
Betty Boop, yeah. So she had a
Look at
paper mache head of
I like
Betty
a steel trap, motherfuckers.
Boop. So check it out, Kat. Here it is.
Hey, there it is. Look at that. Who's that
So-
10-year-old in that costume?
Look at that. So here's Kat, and he is, for those who can't see at home, he's in a zigzag joint.
I'm a joint. And look at that. I'm lit. I'm lit. And the other thing is, I got a pint. Look at the pan down.
It's,
God, we've got
I can't,
a pint. Oh, geez, that was
I
a
can't see the picture.
We have
Oh, there it is.
pints. I was drinking pints of fucking White Russians back then. Big Lebowski days.
Big Lebowski style, man. So, geez, that had to have been 2000 whatever. So when we're talking about the glory days from living in Minneapolis, man, that was so fun.
Remember that it was at the Belmont and the lights were out, so it just said bent. Remember the sign just said bent? How awesome was that? That was my favorite. I swear I have a picture of that somewhere.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That was such a wonderful night.
Belmont, right? Am I
What's
not
that?
wrong? I think it was the Belmont, right? And
Yeah,
it
right. That's right.
bent.
Dude,
Yeah.
it's so funny looking through. I came across a ton of old school
Victor
pictures.
Lyles, dude. God, what a great dude. That spot on Emerson, man. That spot was, excuse me, sorry.
Check
That
this
spot
out.
was fabulous, man.
So it's Thaddeus, me, Homie, Boone, and Bromark.
That is
Right there.
bro, dude.
He hates that, I think. But let's see. Cowboy, I think, is the preferred nomenclature. Let's see. That's awesome. Oh, Kat, check this out. You'll remember this.
Old Neely.
Neil Young. So that was at Horde Fest, that story we've told.
90. What?
And
94?
there's the mystery dude that was in the front that I ended up taking a picture of. Did you remember that?
Yeah, you painted that.
Painted him into it because I thought his reaction was just priceless, man. Yeah, that was the raddest. This is the technology, though.
Remember when Morphine played that side gig on the stage? God, that was so good.
That's what I was trying to remember is who all was playing at that show. Do you remember? This one, so it was Lollapalooza, or no, not Lollapalooza. It was Horde Fest. 2000? Was it 2002?
What? No, dude. It was like fucking 94 or some shit, dude.
Was it that long ago?
95, dude. I'm pretty sure. Here, I'm gonna look this up, dude. We got,
I was just gonna look on these pictures to see if they say. It's funny, old school
maybe
pictures.
97. Yeah, it was after I got out of college. So 97.
97. Wow. Think of that. dude.
Neil Young, Primus. Yeah, because Primus wore the penguin costumes, remember?
Oh, dude.
Primus, Toad the Wet Sprocket, Beck, Morphine, Big Ed Todd and the Monsters, Squirrel Nut Zippers, Blues Travelers, Soul Coughing. Ben Folds 5, Leftover Salmon.
I remember this all off the top of your head.
Yep, I just named it shit right off the top of my head. No, dude, it's I was looking it up online. Dude, that's unreal. Dude, I remember Primus was there. I thought for some reason I thought the Beastie Boys, but that was the Lollapalooza '94 that the B-Boys were at. That was Lollapalooza. Yeah, man, that Ord Fest in '90, that was fun, man.
Oh, dude.
Wow.
And then
you guys tubed down Apple River, right? Like tubed down the river.
That was super fun. I remember it was super cold though.
We were ripping bongs, man. It was awesome. Somebody had a beer bong, and we were just like, "Hey, let's swap bongs," and just taking hits. Because I didn't give a fuck. I felt invincible. It's that's always been interesting to me. Like that whole march to like freedom with weed and shit. Like to me, I don't know if part of it is just like having grown up on a farm or like having no understanding like that whole idea of planting and harvesting a crop, but the idea of like I always felt like it's a plant. Fuck that shit. And that's not to say that, like, trust me, where we grew up in South Dakota, the laws are strict as a like you have a roach, you have a seed, you have a stem, you go directly to jail. Like you ain't fucking around. Like, yeah, it's for the night or whatever, so you can bail yourself out and then go to court. But still, like the idea, it's serious. Like it's
mess your life up for sure.
So, but it's crazy to me that I always felt like, and probably part of it was just not giving a fuck. But like I don't know, but it was always just like fuck this shit. It's a plant. Like I ain't fuck. Like fuck that. You're gonna fuck with me about this. You know what I mean? Anyway, that was a side note. But yeah, what great shows, man. Great festivals. Who knows? That shit, man. COVID-19, man. We might never congregate again like that.
Oh, know? So, well, you know, and that actually on the other topic I was hoping to talk to you about, Kat, so this week, the video finally came out and was confirmed and all of that stuff that there was a gimbal style UFO that everybody is, or that the government has actually confirmed. And isn't it funny that it just kind of like came out like, yep, there. Now we're saying it. There is a UFO. We don't know what the hell it is or whatever. Yep. You know what I'm saying? Where it's like, what in the world, dude? How did that all of a sudden just like, to me, it seemed like it flew completely under the radar. Agree or disagree or?
Totally agree, dude. I talked to like 6 people about it and they were like, what are you talking about? I'm like, dude, aliens, man. Like UFOs have been confirmed. There is shit that is out there that that most people that intellectually are able to encapsulate that understand that, yes, of course there's more to what is happening around us. There's life, there's other things. But to hear that, but isn't it crazy, dude? So do you think that's convenience? What do you think that is, Spike? Like, why did they say it now?
Well, I don't know. Oh no, that's fine. You know, it's so funny because I feel like with a lot of that stuff, they kind of disclose it to people, for lack of a better term, when they feel like we're kind of ready for it or whatever. You know what I mean? And so the technology and all the shows. I mean, if you look on cable television, there must be
interesting
5 different shows that are all about aliens and so on and so forth. And so it went from only the fringes to believing it to all of a sudden like, well, actually, it seems pretty not only probable or plausible, but there's some pretty reputable people that have seen some things and stuff. I've shared with you my story with it and stuff. And to me, the whole thing is, it's just so, I don't know, when you consider the scale of the universe for whatever it is, you know, come on, bro. I mean, and like I've said before, I'm fascinated by the fact that of what they seem to be paying attention to right now are things that, thank God, they are paying attention to. And it seems like if they want to come and kick our ass, they would do it. You know what I mean? It seems to me that they're more, my understanding is they're trying to observe, you know, our war policies and crap like that. And it's like, thank God somebody is, until we can finally recognize that peace and love is kind of the only way forward. You know, we need somebody keeping an eye on it. You know what I mean? But, you know, I don't know. What do you think they're doing? What do you think it is? Or you know?
I don't really that part. I don't really like have that. I don't really care that much about that part, to be honest. I think it's funny that it became truth all of a sudden. Like, what a narrow scope of ignorance to not believe that there's other life and the ability for people to go places that we ourselves cannot go. And if anything, they probably are flying over us, looking at us, going, "You idiots are still fighting wars over belief systems and fucking have physical money that you're using to buy goods. Oh my god, that's insane."
Well,
So, and then they probably leave and they're like, "We don't even need to see this anymore because you're so simple. You
well,
haven't even got past the most simple shit in the world."
and that's the part that seems kind of most straightforward is like, what would be the value of them? What would be the value of them interacting with us in general if we're, if we're still this kind of rudimentary
Pointing
and
and laughing?
you know what's that?
Pointing and laughing?
Yeah, I suppose.
They
But
have their own YouTube channels that they have videos of us, and they're like, "Oh my god, look at these idiots!"
well, it's so funny because it's like, well, if it's going out there, I would like to say officially from my point of view, peace and love. I'm wishing you nothing but the best. Sounds like you got a pretty badass hot rod. I sincerely want nothing but nice. If you can help us have more nice, please help us. I don't know. Is it legal to talk to UFOs if they're out there, Kat?
I think now it is. Like immediately all that stuff just was disbanded. It like became all cool and righteous. Dude, I mean, you think about if you just put it in perspective, like it's and I mean, there's no need to like think too much about that aspect of it, but the idea of like the timing of it is like, and the fact that a lot of people are like, "What? Huh?" And it's like, wow, unless you like are in that space or you captured it somehow and got like, "Oh wow, I saw something on whatever social media thing," or I ran into this and saw like, but unless you don't know. And it's like, wow,
actually, that's interesting you say that. So for people that don't know, this week, what was it? Basically, the government came out and they showed a video of a UFO that was basically like changing the way that it was flying, and the speed was just nuts and all of this stuff. And they're coming out and saying, "Look, we don't know what it is. We recorded it with our own equipment," and so on and so forth. By definition, it's a UFO, and so on. And so to me, I don't know, man. It's fascinating that, like you said, it was just kind of dropped in there, and all of a sudden, everybody's like, "Yep, okay, sounds good." Nobody's like, "What?" You know what I mean?
Yep.
So
yeah.
We met critical mass in terms of the number of Men in Black movies we needed, or whatever, you know.
Oh, wow, we get it. We saw Men in Black 3. We get it.
Yep, they've been slowly chipping away at us, so we finally. But anyways, no, it's kind of the week that was. But yeah. So anyways, did you have anything big you wanted to share with everybody this week, Kat? Before we rock out, we just wanted to share a little bit. Happy birthday to Willie, I guess, and anything else rocking in your world. You had a couple of albums sitting there. Do you still have them sitting there?
Oh, the Willies, you mean? A couple of the Willie albums.
Show everybody your Willies.
Yeah, check this out. So I got this little guy. I picked her up for 99 cents. So it's a collection.
So
who's it? Outlaws. It's got Waylon, Willie, Jenny Coulter and what's this other little homie on here? Tompo Glazer, the dude who does old put another log on the fire, cooking up some bacon and some beans. got this old bad boy, Willie, little greatest hits, which has this is the great fucking picture. That's like one of the best the fucking tank top. Woo, Willie.
See, now there's a painting of Willie. I wonder who painted that one. That one's beautiful. The shot.
That there? Yeah.
Well, the portrait is just awesome, you know, and the technology doesn't exist for us to show this in color, but that painting is all like blues and ambers and stuff like that. And then what's that one, Kat? Willie and old
Leon Russell, man.
Oh, dude, that'd be an excellent album.
It is a great album.
What's on that one?
There's some special ones would be Heartbreak Hotel, Trouble in Mind. We got a little Don't Fence Me In, little Riding Down the Canyon, Sioux City Soup. You Are My Sunshine. That must be interesting.
I'd love to hear that.
Summertime, Am I Blue? Faraway Places. Yeah, there's some great. Oh, and good old one for my baby and one more for the road.
Dude.
Then we got This Old Band of Brothers, which is a nice one. That's one of the latest.
That's brand new.
Yeah, it's one of the latest. Well, it was what, 2000? What? Jesus, was it 2014 already? Good, no.
Brand new. You know what? It's a cool looking album, though.
It's one of the latest ones, man. Is it seriously 2014? Good Lord, that seems like that's not even possible.
You know, have you heard his cover of Yes, I Understand? Let's Just Breathe, I think it's called. It's Eddie Vedder's song, or it's a Pearl Jam song. Yes, I understand that every life must end. Oh. Do you know that tune, Kat?
I feel like I should know it. I don't know if
Anyways, he does it with his son. It's just the most beautiful cover and stuff. You know, that's one of the funniest things is that Willie is such an awesome songwriter. He's written a million hits for other people, but he has done some of the coolest covers. Like, look at some of those that you were just talking about on that album with Leon and stuff.
Yeah.
And it's like, dude. But yeah, you know, it's interesting because when I decided to paint that portrait, it's one of those things where there's something so cool about kind of meditating on the person that you're painting. You know what I mean? And oh, dude, I got to show you something real quick though before we cut out. I got to show you Stella's version of painting Willie too. So she likes to paint with me. And for people that want to check this out,
you showed me that last week. That's our couple weeks. That's awesome.
Dude, well, then I'll show people another time.
Show it. No, show it, dude. Show it. You didn't show it on the gig though.
Oh, did I? Okay.
No. You showed it to me in private, dude.
Oh, my daughter likes to paint alongside when I'm painting different pictures and stuff. And so I was painting that portrait of Willie that Cody showed earlier, and Stella painted this picture of Willie, and it's so cute because it's got like the braids, it's got the beard, it's the sky's blue behind him.
It looks like a dude I bought weed from when I was in college, to be honest. Like a white dude with the dreadlocks, but it also is an amazing. It is an amazing representation. Like and knowing Stella, like it's so beautiful. Like it makes my heart feel good, man. It makes my heart feel good.
So cute to see and stuff. But
I like the representation of the braids. Like as a kid. Like that's a super intelligent way I feel like to like represent that. Like, no, these are braids. Like they are not normal hair down. Yeah, totally.
It's so cool, man. But
awesome.
Well, did you have anything else you wanted to share before we go, Kat? I suppose we should mention cranial colon dislodge.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. CCD. Let's go on cranial colon dislodge one more time. It's probably right for you. And if it's not right for you, it's probably right for somebody that you know or that you love. Let's quick
the
question is 80s that I've been I had a question written down.
Viewer question?
I had a question written down.
Was this a viewer question from somebody contacting us via social media or Twitter or
with the Michael Jordan 10 episode documentary coming out? I want to ask you this question. If Michael Jordan would have gone to Adidas rather than Nike, would Adidas be what Nike is today?
Wow, that's an interesting question. Totally, I didn't. Of all the Michael Jordan questions I would expect, that's not one. Boy,
Because think about it. I mean, if you like, let's we have a little combo. Let's have a little couple minute chatty about it. So think about it. Like, if he, because I mean, when he came in, Nike took him on when he wasn't yet a champion. Remember? So like, I don't know, would have Adidas like had the foresight to even say, okay, we'll take you now when you're not like the Michael Jordan, right? And then from that point, like imagine the brand that he made. I mean, fuck, dude. Michael Jordan, dude, the shoes alone. Like, dude, when Michael Jordan became a brand after the whole dunk image and like that was the brand of it, and it wasn't just Nike, it's literally Jordan, which is a part of Nike, dude. Unreal. So like it's crazy to think, like, I mean, think about that. Like, so if he would have said, hey, I'm going to Adidas,
dude, that think of what a difference that would have made. But also it makes you wonder if he would have been the legend that he was.
It's a good question.
You know, because Nike put a ton of money behind him. You know what I mean? And I don't know. It's really interesting to me because no one knows. Oh, Cody is sharing a few behind the scenes producer notes. No one knows who owns Adidas. Is that what you said, Cody? Wow, true. Phil Knight owns Nike, but no one knows who owns Adidas, huh? Have you ever heard that, Kat?
Well, that's an interesting question. I mean, yeah, do you know? Like, I don't know.
And he says
I don't
also
know who owns Reebok either, to be honest. Like, I don't know who owns any other. Like, it's kind of crazy to think that we all know who owns Nike. Like, that's
right.
Like a, yeah.
Right. And then he also said would Run DMC have been different if they'd have been with Nike versus Adidas? But you know, it's interesting because that was such a. Prior to that, there was like Mean Joe Green. You remember Mean Joe Green with Coca-Cola and stuff? Yep. There were some athletes where their brand was kind of coming along. OJ had a thing going. There were, you know, I'm talking about the ones that were real dominant when we were young. You know, Wheaties and Bruce Jenner back in the early days or whatever and stuff. And you know, and all due respect, Caitlyn now or whatever and stuff. But I'm just saying back then. And
yeah, no, you're right. Yep.
And so at any rate, it was interesting to watch the whole thing with Jordan because one thing from the year that you and I became buddies, that was my first year playing basketball, organized basketball too. And I asked to be number 23, Michael Jordan. And at that time, not many people knew who he was in our little group of people. I remember you knew who he was. There were a few people that followed it, but he was just coming out of college and, you know, had won championships there and stuff and was just unreal. But now that's crazy. Have you been watching that documentary series then or no?
Funny, I was always number 13. I always liked being number 13 for some reason. That's funny. I don't know. Good, but that's funny. Anyway, so
have you been watching that documentary?
Yeah, dude. Not as much. I'm still in the first episode, to be completely honest, but I'm excited to get into it more. I feel like I lived it, but at the same time, I'm excited to hear all the stuff because, like, there's so much footage that is going to be so exciting to watch. Plus, there's no other sports, dude. Like, one thing I was going to ask is, like, there's stuff you miss. I mean, I have to say that I legitimately do miss sports, like, in a way that, like, I loved, like, putting a baseball game, like, on the radio and, like, while I'm, like, cleaning my apartment, like, that makes me sound like I'm 98 years old. I don't care. Like listening to a baseball
game. Going, you get the mothballs into the cedar chest, you know.
Well, that definitely. Make sure the sweaters are okay. Fold them the right way.
Make sure you get to early brunch, 4:30 brunch, so you can be to bed.
But no, like so I miss sports. Is there anything that like you think that you're like just like because otherwise, like the farmers market's still happening because it's low income, food, which thank God for our neighborhood because our neighborhood needs it. So the farmers, so like other things are still kind of somewhat normalized. Of course, you wear masks and all that's different. But like, are there things that like you legitimately are just like I miss this shit?
Well, you know what? what I really miss is kind of like the lack of fear. You know what I mean? Like I keep going through, there's that whole thing of the only thing we have to fear is fear itself. And I do think that what we're going through is a serious thing. And I don't want to get through all of that. But by the same token, I look more forward to like the camaraderie, as we go through things like this. I do love to see people helping each other out and so on, you know. But as far as the sports stuff goes, it's really interesting because, well, even watching the Jordan thing, it's been fun to watch what kind of a person he was outside of basketball. Like when he was talking about when he first got into the league and what a hard worker he was and stuff. And I think one of the things that it really gave me a lot of appreciation for is he absolutely was a talented person. No disrespect to that, but he was the best because of his work ethic. And what I keep finding with all of these successful people is they're the people that are willing to kind of put in the hours and willing to just bust their ass. You know what I mean? It literally takes that next level of commitment. So for the different people that are, when people want to talk smack about like, oh, you're so lucky, or that person's so lucky that they can do this and that, I really don't think they give enough credence to how difficult it is to put in those extra hours. I mean, one of the stories you hear over and over about him and people like Kobe and Shaq and LeBron James and different people like that is that they just put in the hours. They work and work and work. Yep. They're gifted. Yep. They're very fortunate. Yep. And then there's also the other thing that I really like about Jordan and that I liked about like Walter Payton and football and so on and so forth is they're so good. They don't have to tell everybody they're the best. They're just that good. You know what I mean? Like that's next level. You know what I mean? Because some people talk about being it and some people just are.
They just are it. They exemplify, like they're it. Yes. They wake up in the morning, they're it. Like that's their life. Yeah.
And so, you know, and so that part's been a lot of fun. I was a huge Bulls fan back then. I still enjoy basketball, but you know what? It would be, I'm not saying that modern basketball is not great and so on and so forth, but if you lived through the Bulls era as a Bulls fan, it's kind of tough to have anything really compare. I'm not trying to be that guy, but it was like 3-peats, 4-peats, 3-peats type of deal. I mean, they were just crushing everybody, and
Lakers won 3 in a row.
Yeah, that's good. That's a good start. You know what I mean? What I'm saying. No, they were pretty impressive also, but it's just, you know, I don't know.
No, I know what you're saying. No, it's a trip. It is. And I agree with you on the work ethic thing too. I think that there's a lot to be said about that. Yeah, he definitely put the time in. He had like that attitude of like that winning, like I'm gonna win. We're winning. Like that's it. We're winning. Like, you know, that's an interesting mentality as well. But yeah,
that part of it is the psychology of the game is so interesting, and the psychology of games in general. But that whole thing of like think you can, think you can't, either way you're right or whatever. You have to put yourself in those circumstances and train and train and train, but then get to the point where you just decide that's what's going to happen. It's going in. And I think that's what those folks do is they just have that extra gear. Have you seen this? I'm sure you've seen clips of her, but Simone Biles, the young gymnast, have you seen her stuff that she's done, Kat?
Yep. I know what you're talking about.
I mean, like when I watch her doing her routines, it's like, what? I mean, it's a whole nother level, man. Yeah. One other thing I was just going to say quickly on the basketball thing, I've been watching a lot of clips online of like street ball. Do you ever watch any street ball players?
Oh, hell yeah, dude. Like, yeah.
It's totally. So interesting to see how that type of, you know, it reminds me of the Saturday Night Live skit that they did with, I think it was Michael Jordan actually, where it was the Harlem Globetrotters, the how they transformed when Michael Jordan
was the one black player that came in the
because before they're like bounce passing it.
It totally was, dude. Oh my God, that's hilarious.
and that's what street ball when it a few years ago or however many years ago, it was frowned on as a style, and then kind of got integrated in and stuff. But it's fun to watch some of the street ball players where
it's unreal, man.
it's next. It's like
well, some of those dudes are like not even like you look at them and you're like, what? Like how are you even doing that? Like they're not even like your stereotypical like basketball player, right? Like
Jason Williams was one kid like that.
Oh yeah, chocolate.
And let's see who else. Jason Kidd, and then there was Jason, and then there's a kid on YouTube called The Professor that he doesn't play pro ball, but he played like in the N1 tournaments and stuff. It's just nuts, dude. So
I know what you mean, dude. Yep, I've seen The Professor.
So the reason I mentioned that is that with my boys, they've been really enjoying playing basketball, and so my long-winded point is, when this whole thing is over, I'm really looking forward to going to the park again and actually shooting some hoops. That's something that I was just saying to my oldest one the other day. I was like, dude, that's something I really miss, is just being able to hop on the bikes, cruise to the park, shoot some hoops. You know what I mean? And
do you have a driveway?
Our driveway's at like this type of an angle for real. So,
order one of those fucking hoops you can like wheel in and out and just set it out on the road and just fucking whatever, dude. You gotta. I mean, we're in this shit for a minute, dude. Like it's gonna be a minute.
Well, you know what,
man, that's a good one, dude. That is something to miss, man. Fuck.
On that note, though, my younger boy, he's really gotten into skateboarding. So last week we took and built a rail for him out of 2x4s. We kind of interwove them and then made it. It must be, I don't know, I'd say 15 feet long or something like that. We used PVC and drilled it down to the top.
Like run like he can go down it, like run.
Yeah, so it's like a long 2x4, or actually by the time it's done, it's like a 4x4, and it's 16 feet long, 15 feet long, whatever. And then we put PVC on top of it and drilled holes so that the PVC is drilled onto the top of it. Right. So it's in essence like a rail and stuff, but it's low enough that they can get up and try and skate across it.
Oh, that's cool.
Because right before this all came down, he got to go do a thing for his birthday where they went and got to build his own skateboard at this nonprofit thing here.
Oh, that's cool as shit.
It was precious. But anyways, well, you got anything else you want to share with the cat?
No, dude, I think we might have solved all the world's problems tonight, dude. It's hey, one up on the world and up to you and up to me and up to everybody else on this whole UFO thing, man. I just want to give like a big that's it, man. It's been a long time coming, my brother. It's been a long time coming. So, yeah, man, as weird as it is. All right, love you, man. And hey, Cranial Colon Dislodge, it's probably right for you, me, and all of our friends and family.
Peace and love to you, Cat, and happy birthday, Willie. And until next time. Do you want me to sing us out on our theme song so we don't have to run the loop? Here, Cat, let's do a live rendition over our Cranial Colon Dislodge thing as we go out.
All right.
Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. We've been friends most of our lives.
Wait, that's one line. I've had a couple of wives.
We talk about the shit
we think we know.
We'll sit back and
it's okay. I swear to God, you try to fuck up. It's
all right. Love you, bro. Peace.
All right, love you, man. Peace, brother. All right.